friends, welcome to Salesforce Admin Series. Today's topic is Web to Lead and Web to Case. So let's see what we are going to cover in this video. So first we will see how the Web to Lead functionality works in Salesforce. Then we will see how Web to Case functionality works in Salesforce and what are some prerequisites which we should take care while using these functionalities. So let's see what is web to lead. So the process of using a website form to capture visitor information and store that information as a new lead in Salesforce. So basically, until now we have seen what is a lead. So lead is a prospected or prospecting customer, or maybe a person or a company, a contact from a company who has shown interest in your products or services. So that is the lead. So in previous videos, what we have done, we have manually added the detail of the lead. But it might happen that you have a website or any web page where you are collecting information from different people on different occasions, and what do you want that those information directly get stored in the Salesforce in form of a new lead. So for that, we can use this functionality called web to lead. So this is a process where you will use a website form or a web form where you will collect all the information, not all the information, but at least the required information from the visitor who is visiting your web page, and that and then once they will submit it, the information will come into Salesforce and it will be stored in the form of a new lead. So using this method of web to lead, you can generate up to 500 leads a day. So you can have like one single website from where the leads are coming, or you can have like multiple sites or multiple web pages, but collectively on one single day you can generate up to 500 leads. A default lead creator and a default response template can be specified while setting up. So whenever you are setting up this web to lead, what you can do, you can have like a default owner or a default lead creator assigned, and whenever that lead will created in Salesforce, that particular owner or creator will be assigned to that lead. And also you can attach a default response template where once the lead is created, it will send an auto response to your customer or the contact person who has become a lead in your Salesforce org. So as you know that it is coming from a web page or a website outside Salesforce. So if you need like any kind of verification to reduce spam and reject leads without verification, so for that you can use something called a reCAPTCHA verification. So you must have seen in various web pages, whenever you log in, there is something called CAPTCHA on the, like, you know, third or fourth option, where you can after username and password, you have to say like I'm not a robot, or if there is a something called a text or an maybe a combination of numbers and alphabets, where you have to put it in the similar way which is showing in the CAPTCHA. So so that is something called CAPTCHA verification, which can be used when you are using the process of web to lead, and it will help you to reduce spam and reject leads without verification. Then what else you have to do to have this process in place? You have to create a web to lead form, and you have to select what fields you want to capture in your through your web form. Because like when you're entering lead from Salesforce directly, if you're entering manually, you know that there is a proper lead page and you have like different information over there. But then if you're designing a web page to collect the lead information, you can include the selected fields over there. You can select those fields which are required at that moment of time and at for the lead creation in Salesforce, and then additional information you can directly enter into Salesforce, or if you want you can ask your contacts or ask your leads to enter in the web form itself. So it depends. So you have to create that form, and you have to basically organize that form, like what all fields you would need, and then once it will come into Salesforce, those information will be copied into the lead objects. So the similarly, where what we were doing in web to lead, the similarly we can do with web to case. So web to case is the process of gathering customer support requests directly from organization's website and generate new cases automatically. So similar to web to lead, this is also where your customers basically raise any request, any service request, or maybe any issues through your website. And what the web to case will do, it will collect all those information, and it will generate a new case automatically in Salesforce in a similar manner. But in this case, you can have generate up to 5,000 new cases a day. And a few fields are generally required, like name and email address. Obviously, because you are generating a case, so you would want to have that name, like who is basically creating this particular case, or who is the customer who is requesting this particular case, and what is their email address, so that you can send them response. Basically, for that you would need these few fields, which are normally required on the web to case form. So if that email address happens to be associated with a contact in the system, it will automatically associate the case with that contact who has that email address, and with the account associated to that contact. So when you are sending that email address from web to case into Salesforce, so it will check, okay, if this email address exists in the system, is it attached to any particular contact? If yes, what it will do, it will automatically associate that particular case to that contact which has that email address. And also, the if that contact is attached to any account, that account is also gets attached to the case. So this will all happen automatically if you have that email address in the system. If you don't have that email address in the system, it will normally create a case, and it will leave the contact and account fields blank. What you can do, you can go ahead in Salesforce, click on that case number, and you can manually add the contact and the account field over there in Salesforce itself. So similar to web to lead, here also you can have the CAPTCHA validation. If you want to have that CAPTCHA validation, you can have it over here as well. Then what are some prerequisites? You should create some custom fields if needed. Suppose if you are capturing some of the informations in cases, through web to case, so you can create those custom fields in your Salesforce org also, so that it will be easy to map the fields which are coming from web page into Salesforce. Then you should have create a custom email template to notify customers when they submit a case. So like you have it in the auto response email for leads. Similarly, you should have a auto response kind of email template. So whenever a customer is submitting a case, they will be notified, okay, your case has been submitted and we are working on it, or something like that. So that they know that you have acknowledged their submission of the case. And then you can create a case queue if needed. So if you want, like, okay, if the case is coming through web, it should be assigned to this particular team or this particular queue. So what you can do, so you can have a case queue already created in the system, and whenever, like, you can assign that case queue whenever the cases are coming from web to case process. Then what else you can do? You can select the default owner of cases that don't meet the criteria in the assignment rule. So what you can do, you can also have created an active assignment rule where it will be determined like whom to assign this particular case, whom to assign, like whom a user or a queue or a team, like a level 1 support team, or maybe a particular user. So whenever the case is coming from web to case, whom should it be assigned. So what you can do for that, you can create an active assignment rule. And if suppose whatever the criteria you have given in the active assignment rule, it is not matching, so what you can do, you have to select a default owner. So if the criteria is not matching in the assignment rule, it gets assigned to the default owner, whomever you have selected, that will become the default owner of the case. But at later point of time, you can go ahead and change the owner after it has created in the case. So these are few things which you have to keep in mind. If it is like all of these things are defined, then your web to case process will become very smooth, and like it you can have like more cases generated on a daily basis if you are using web to case process. So what we will do now, we will log in into our Salesforce, and I'll quickly show you how we can do these things. Okay, so let's start. Let's log in. So here we have login into Salesforce. We are currently in setup home. So I will select web to. So here you can see you have web to lead and web to case. So first we will see web to lead. So let's click on web to lead. So here you can see use pre-existing pages on your company's website. You can capture contact and profile information from users and automatically generate new leads in salesforce.com, enabling you to respond in real time to customer requests. So when your customer is visiting your web page, they will directly give their information there and just click on submit, and it will create a new lead in your Salesforce environment. So here you can see there are a few settings of web to lead. So if you want to use web to lead, so this checkbox should be checked. Web to lead enable. If it is not checked, you cannot use web to lead process. Then this next thing which we have talked about is the require reCAPTCHA verification. So if you want to use this reCAPTCHA verification in your web page, then you should have it clicked. So how you can do this, I will show you quickly. So if you click on Google, so here if you give CAPTCHA, click on reCAPTCHA. So it's showing you what is reCAPTCHA, right? What is reCAPTCHA? Like this kind of thing, okay? So it's basically help you to protect your site. So whatever things are coming from here, you can create your own CAPTCHA. You can create your CAPTCHA for your own website. So using this, here you can see there are like two version, V2 and V3. So it is up to you, like what kind of CAPTCHA you want to create from here. So what I will do, I'll click on reCAPTCHA, and there should be a login. So we have just searched reCAPTCHA Google, and here you will get the result of reCAPTCHA Google. So I'll click on reCAPTCHA Google. So it will show you these few options. So you have V3 version, you have V2 version. You can contact them and understand what is CAPTCHA, what does it do. You can see this video from here. You will get the idea. So I'll click on Admin Console. Here what you can see that you have to give a label for the CAPTCHA. Suppose I'll give test CAPTCHA, and here you can select which type of CAPTCHA you want. So suppose I will select reCAPTCHA V2, and do you want what kind of different options are there. So I'm choosing, I'm not a robot checkbox. And then here you have to give the domain name, like your website name. If you have your web page designed or already live, so that domain name here you have to give. Then who will be the owners of this CAPTCHA, and you have to accept this terms and services. So I'll just put like something www com. We don't have it currently, but I'm just showing you like how we can do, and I'll click on submit. So here you can see you will get two things, a site key and a secret key. So these keys which you are getting, you have to put it under here. So if I click on edit here, and if I suppose I'll do this require reCAPTCHA verification, and the default lead creator I have it has come selected as MS. If you want it to be like any other user, you can click on from here and you can select the whatever user you have in your system. It will be visible here and you can select it from there, and whatever the response template you would like to use when your lead is getting created, what response you want to send to the customer, that template you can attach it here, and based on that it will send the email to your customer once it is created. So now we have suppose checked it, and I'll click here save. So now if I'll go and create a web to lead form. So here, when you're creating that particular form, what all fields you want to show it there. So here you can select these fields. Like, okay, I want to show first name, last name, email, company, city, state, and province. So all these fields will be visible in your web page where you are capturing web to lead information. And what should be the written URL? So once the person will click submit, what page it should be visible to the user. So currently I'll give just www.google.com, as I don't have anything like that. And here you have a reCAPTCHA key pair. Because you have enabled reCAPTCHA, it is showing you the include reCAPTCHA in HTML already selected, and here you have to give the key pair. So here you will click on new. You have to generate a key pair nickname. Suppose I'll generate test API. And here in the site key and secret key, the thing which you got from here, you have to copy and paste. So the site key should go in here, and the next key that should go in secret one. So this one should go in the secret key. So once you go to that and you just click on save it over there. So once you click on here and give all the information and just click on save, your reCAPTCHA will be enabled. So then you can see the reCAPTCHA on your page along with these details. But currently, because we don't have a website or the domain which you have selected over there, so I'll just go ahead and disable it. So I'll just cancel this, and from here I'll edit. I'll just disable this and I'll click on save. And I'll create web to lead form without reCAPTCHA because I don't have CAPTCHA. So I'll just exclude this, and the return URL I'll give google.com, and I'll generate it. So this will generate the code for your web to lead form. So what you can do, you can copy paste this code into your website where you want to show these options of capturing the details from the customer, and then once you click on submit, the lead should get created in your Salesforce org. So let's see, I'll just copy it and I'll paste it in the notepad. I'll paste it here and I'll save it. Give all files and I'll save it as HTML. So I'll give it as lead.html because it will create our lead. And I'll click on okay, so let's go on the desktop and I'll click on lead. So here you can see the details have come. Okay, so I'll just give first name as test lead, test last. I'll give my email. Let's give. I'll give my personal email. I'll give the company name or something. And state. Okay. So I'll just click on submit. Should return to google.com because we have said the return URL should be google.com, and a lead should get created in our Salesforce org. Let's see if it gets created or not. So I'll click here and go in sales. Here I'll click on leads and I'll say like all open leads. So let's see. So test lead, test class, it got created. Okay. So here you can see the details which you have submitted, the email address, city and state, and it is created by and last modified. So the owner, the default owner which you have selected has come and get assigned. This particular lead got assigned to that particular user. So that's how it works. That's how your web to lead thing works. So you have submitted the information from your web page or website, and the lead gets created into Salesforce. Or similarly, you can do it for web to case as well. So I'll quickly show you how we can do for web to case. In that web to case also you can have reCAPTCHA, but because as we have seen that we don't have existing domain, so I'll just skip that particular step. But then if you have that, you can do the reCAPTCHA verification here. Or from here you can copy the site and secret key and include it in your reCAPTCHA settings on the web to case form. So here you can select default case origin. It would be web. If you want to select anything else, you can select it from here, but the default case origin, whatever it is selected here, so whenever the case is created, your case origin field will display that value only. So here also you should be, this checkbox should be checked, then only the web to case process will work in the system. Here you have default response template. So it is coming as auto selected case created web inquiries. So this response template is already created in the system, but if you want to create any other email template and in any other particular format you want to acknowledge your user, so you can create your own template and you can assign it over here. And whatever email signature you want to show, suppose I'll give Thoughts Buddy Sting, something like that. Anything else you want to show it here, you can show it here, and then click on save. So here your web to case settings are saved. Now we have to generate the HTML code for that. So I'll just click on web to case HTML generator, and here are the fields which you want to take in from user when they are generating a case from your web page: the name, email, phone number, subject, and description. And I don't want to include reCAPTCHA as of now, and what URL you want them to show when they are returning, when they click on submit, which page they should return. Maybe it should be your website home page or a thank you page or something, some kind of page. You can give the web URL over here for that particular page. So I click on generate. So a similar kind of code gets created. So I'll just select, copy it, and I'll create another one, paste it over here, and I'll save it as case.html. Okay. Click on save. Let's go to the desktop, click on case. So here you can see all those fields started coming. So now I'll give contact name, my email address, phone number, subject. I'll give that suppose product is not working. I'll give the description as please look into the issue. Or whatever description you want to give, you can give it here. Your customer can give the description of their problem and just click on submit. So it will return to the page of google.com. And now let's go and see whether the case has been created or not. So here from here, I will select service. Click on service. Click on cases. Let's see any case has created or not in today's date. So here you can see this, the date is today's date. It is a new case created. The product is not working. And this is the case number. So I'll click on here. So here the email address has come. Web name has also come. If you want to have the same name and same account name already existing in the system, it would have also come here, but because it was not already there in the system as a under contact object, so that's why it is showing blank. So you can have it like entered manually here. In the case origin, here you can see the web is coming because we have selected web by default over there. The phone number has come, and by default it gets assigned to this particular person. So you can have this assignment based on whatever your assignment rule has been defined, or maybe like if you want to assign whatever the case is coming from web to case process to a particular team or a particular queue, so you can assign based on that. So currently it is assigned to this particular user, and whatever the subject and description you have mentioned, it has also come on over here. So now currently the status is new because it has been created through web to case. So now your service support team can start working on this case as soon as it gets created in Salesforce. So that's how you can see we can create leads and cases from your website directly. It is very simple. You have to just copy and paste that particular code in your website coding, or wherever, like whatever page on page you want to show those information, you can do that from here. You have to just copy and paste this particular of web to case HTML or web to lead HTML that is getting generated in Salesforce, and you have to copy it and paste it in your website page wherever you want to show this. So it is very simple and not much as you have seen, like no coding is required, but then just you have to understand that code, and if you want to include more fields, you can include that from there, or if you want to disable some of the fields, you can remove those fields from the options which we were getting. So this is very helpful in cases where your customer is interacting through your website. So it is very important to have these processes in place so that the leads or the cases gets generated from your website. So yeah, this is all from for this video of web to lead and web to case. Thank you all for joining me in this section. Thank you.